Bismillah, before sleeping. Bismillah, before living. Bismillah, before sitting. Bismillah, before drinking. Bismillah, before singing. Bismillah, before playing. Bismillah, before reading. Bismillah, before writing. Wake up, it's lovely day. Say Bismillah before start anything. Wake up, it's lovely day. Please get up, come and pray. I begin in Allah's name, who is the most kind and the most merciful. Bismillah, 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 in the name of Allah. Bismillah, 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 in the name of Allah. Stop your play, it's time to eat. Come, wash your hand and take a seat. Say Bismillah, ask for His bless. Say Bismillah, ask for His bless. Bismillah, before sleeping. Bismillah, before living. Bismillah, before sitting. Bismillah, before drinking. Bismillah, before singing. Bismillah, before playing. Bismillah, before reading. Bismillah, before writing.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This class is the second grade of our Quran class. So far we have learned how to read the letters of Holy Book, and in this grade of Sunday school we are going to learn how to read the words by just knowing the letters one by one. So in this level of teaching, it is expected that all of the students to know the letters of Quran, I mean the Arabic alphabet, and we are going to little by little put these letters together and read the words. And by knowing the words, we are going to learn to read the verses of Quran. So we are going to learn how to read the Holy Book, Quran al-Karim, by knowing the words and also the vowel sounds. Do you remember that in previous year we discussed about the letters one by one? We're gonna do a review of it first. You ready, guys? Let's get started. Before we start reading Quran, every time it's better to make a wuzu. And by making a wuzu, we are claiming that we are making our body clean and also our soul clean for Allah. So wash your hand and then pour some water on your face, and then wash the elbows to the top of your fingers, and then on the other hand, and then touch your head and with the wetness of your hands, and then touch your foot and make a wuzu as you know, and then get ready to read the Quran. Whenever you want to start, sit in a respectful and politeful manner. This is the book of Allah, so it is very important that to be respectful to it. Then start with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, which means that I I rely on God and I escape to Allah from whatever shaitan is in the world. So we are escaping to Allah by saying this verse. And okay, let's do a review from the alphabet of the last year. So, in this course, we will learn that the letters are divided into two categories, the thick letters and the thin letters. The thick letters are the letters that whenever we want to pronounce them, we use our full mouth and our full throats. Because of that, we call them thick letters. They remind us a big orange, a big and fat orange. And because of that, whenever we have a thick letter, we would have a thick orange as well. I will put it in the slide so that you will remember better. On the other hand, the thin letters are the letters that whenever we want to pronounce them, we do not use our full mouth. They are kind of slim and long and tall. So we do not use our full mouth in order to pronounce the thin letters. In future slides, we are going to make some examples of thin letters and thick letters. As the very first example, consider the difference between Aleph or Hamza and Ain. So, the important thing is that whenever I want to pronounce Aleph, I would simply say A, I, U. But whenever I want to pronounce Hamza, I would say An, In, U. So, this is A, I, U, and the other one is A, I, U. Okay? So, as the very first example, let's consider the difference between Aleph or Hamza and Ain. So, whenever I want to pronounce Aleph with the vowel sounds, I would simply say A, I, U. I do not use my full mouth in order to pronounce it. So it's a thin letter. However, whenever I want to pronounce Ain with the vowel sounds, I would use my full mouth. Okay? So it's a little bit thicker whenever I want to pronounce it. Instead of saying A, I would say A, I, U. You say the sound comes from the deep part of my throat. This is the reason that we call Ain a thick letter and Aleph a thin letter. You can see Aleph is here like a cucumber and Ain is like an orange. Let's pronounce them together. A, 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 A. E, 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 E. U, 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 U. On the other hand, now let's pronounce Ain, which is a thick letter. It's an orange-like letter. You see, I pronounce it from deep parts of my throat. So I would say A, 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 A. E, 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 E. U, 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 U. Easy, guys? Yes, it is. Let's go ahead. We also learned about the difference between Ha and Ha. So, Ha like Mahdi, whenever we want to pronounce it, we do not use our full mouth. So we would simply say Ha, 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 Ha. He, he. Who, who. On the other hand, whenever we want to pronounce Ha like Muhammad, we would use our full mouth. So Again, it's like a big and fat orange. We would say whenever we want to pronounce ha, we would say ha, 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 ha. He, he, he. Who, who. I use deep parts of my mouth and I use my full mouth. This is the reason I call it a thick letter or an orange-like letter. Now let's go to the difference between ta and ta. Okay, again, ta is a thick letter. It's an orange-like letter, but ta is a thin letter. Okay, it's like a cucumber. Let's pronounce ta first together. It's a thin letter. Ta, 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 ta. T, 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 t. Tu, 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 tu. Now let's pronounce ta, which is a thick letter. Ta, 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 ta. T, 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 t. Tu, 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 tu. I use my full mouth in order to pronounce da, da. Let's do a review on difference between za and za. Both of them, guys, are thin letters. Okay, so for both of them, we do not use our full mouth. Let's do a review. Za. Whenever I want to pronounce za, I would stick the top of my tongue to my teeth. So pay attention to how I pronounce it. Za, 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 za. Z, z, zu, zu. But when I want to pronounce za, it simply says za, okay? But it is still thin. Za, za, z, z, zu, zu. Then in the last session we learned about the difference between za, and as I said, we would stick the top of our tongue to our teeth whenever we want to pronounce za, and then the difference between za. Okay, za is a thick letter, so in order to pronounce it we use our full mouth. However, za, as I said in previous slide, is a thin letter. So let's pronounce this together. Za, za, zi, zi, zu, zu. But whenever I want to pronounce za, I would say za, 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 za. See, I use my full mouth. Z, 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 z. Zu, 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 zu. Okay, now let's do some practice together. We are gonna, in previous slide we learned about the difference between za and za. Za, I use my full mouth. So, in this slide, we are going to do some practices together. So whenever you want to, and this practice is actually related to how read the words of Quran, okay? So whenever you want to read a word, make it easy for yourself. You can use your hands and put your hands on double sides of each letter of the word and try to read only that letter. Once you do it, switch to the next letter, and the next letter until you read the whole word. And once you read the whole word, this means that you have read the words of Quran. And little by little you will learn how to read the holy book by yourself. Yes, guys. Okay. Since on my monitor I cannot put my hands, I would bring some shapes and put them on double sides of each letter. Let me insert some shapes. for you, my dear students. Okay, one shape, Control C and Control V. So we are gonna read this letter together. Let's start together. Za, za. Then the next one is Ra with sukun. R, r. So together, zar, zar. Then we would have Fa with sukun. So together, zarf, zarf, zarf. Let's go to the next word. We would have za, it's a thick letter. Za, za, za. Then r, r, r. Then we would have together zarf, zarf. Let's go to the next word. I would have na, na, na. I'm sorry, bless me. Okay. Then we would have za, za, za. So together, naza, naza. Then I would have ra, ra. Together, nazara, nazara. Let's go to the next word. I would have na, na, na. Then za, za, za. Together, naza, naza, naza. Then I would have ra, ra, ra. Together, nazara, nazara. Okay, to look, which means look at something. Okay, let's go to the next word. I would have na, na, na. Then z, z, z. Together, nazi, nazi, nazi. Then since this ya has become after za and it doesn't have any vowel sounds on it, we would say here we had z, okay? We would ignore it and we still would say z, z. So again together, nazi, nazi. Then the last letter is ra with sukun, r, r. Together, nazir, nazir. Let's go to the next word. Na, na, na. Then we would have z, z, z. See these two letters and these two letters, they are all the same. The only difference is between the letters za and za. So for example, here we have zarf, which means beeping, and then here we have zarf, which means envelope. Okay, so you can see that how pronunciation changes the meaning of the word. So we have to be careful of the pronunciation. So here we would have na, z. Then this ya doesn't have any vowel sounds on it, so we do not pronounce it. So we would have nazi, and again nazi, and then ra with sukun, r, r. Together, nazir, nazir. Awesome, guys! You have learned some of the words from Holy Quran. Let's continue some more practices together. So, in order to pronounce these words, let me just bring my shape again. So I would put again my shapes on double sides of the letter, and I would try to pronounce only that letter. So I would have za, za, za. Then I would have la, la, la. Together, zala, zala, zala. Then I would have mu, mu, mu. Together, zalamu, zalamu, zalamu. Then I would have, whenever I have zame and f at the end of a word and then I have nothing, sometimes I would have a vav and aleph without any vowel sounds, okay? So since they don't have vav, aleph and ya, whenever they don't have any vowel sounds, I do not pronounce them. So I would still have mu. Here I had mu. Since this vav doesn't have any vowel sounds, I would still have mu. And then since aleph again doesn't have any vowel sounds and it has a sukun, I would again say mu. So together, zalamu, zalamu. Let's go to the next word. Ka, ka, ka. Then za, za, za. Then li, li, li. Together, kazali, kazali. Then I would have ka, ka, ka. Then I have a nun here, as you can see. Na, na, na. And then G, G. Let me put it on na. G, G. So together, naj, naj. Then I would have Z, Z, Z. Together, najzi, najzi. Since this ya is at the end of the word and it doesn't have any vowel sounds, I would not pronounce it. So I would have kazalika najzi. Yes, guys, it's that easy. Okay, let's go to the next word. Ja, ja, ja. Then I would have a. It's a thick letter. A. Together, ja'a, ja'a. Then I would have lam with sukun. L, l. Together, ja'al, ja'al. Then I would have na, na, na. Then I would have ku, ku, ku. Finally, I would have mim with sukun. Together, ja'al. Okay, something happened. Together, ja'al nakum, ja'al nakum, ja'al nakum. Let's go to the next word. Me, me, me. Then it's nun with sukun. Together, min, min. Then I would have ba, ba, ba. Together, min ba. Then I would have ain with sukun. So together, ba, ba. Together, all min ba, min ba. Then I would have di, di, di. Together, min ba'di, min ba'di. Then I would have he, he. Together, min ba'dihi, min ba'dihi. Then I would have min with sukun. So together, min ba'dihi, min ba'dihi. Then I would have li, li, li. Then na, na. Together, lina, lina. Then I would have nun with sukun. So together, linan, linan. Then I would have zu, zu, zu. Together, linanzu, linanzu. Then I would have ra, ra. Together, linanzura, linanzura. Then I would have ka, ka, ka. Linanzuraka, linanzuraka. Then I would have ya with sukun. So I would have kai, Kay, kay. Then I would have fa, fa. Together, kayfa, kayfa. So let's read this part of the verse together. Min ba'dihim linanzura kayfa. Min ba'dihim linanzura kayfa. Is it easy, guys? It is. Just keep working, and little by little you will be able to read the Quran by yourself. So this was the tutorial for this session's class. I hope you have enjoyed it. Do your best on practicing and see you next time, guys. Bye.